Well, hey, everybody, welcome back to the Daily Six. Grab your Bibles, 1 Samuel chapter 17. Let's go on a little journey and let's figure out why God chose this young man named David to become the next king of Israel. 1 Samuel 17, come on with me. You've heard the story of David and Goliath, haven't you? You know, it's a classic. Everybody knows the story. This giant, this Philistine over 9 feet tall, defying the armies of Israel. Come out and fight against me, and we'll just pick one of your soldiers. Come out and fight us 1-to-1, and whoever wins, that's who's going to be the victor, and whoever loses, your entire people will serve me. And day after day, he taunted the armies of Israel, and no one could go. They were all terrified. This guy's a giant. Big armor, sword, shield, helmet, 9 feet tall, a giant. And here's little David, little shepherd boy, a musician, a harpist. His brothers, military age, strong, strapping, they're off in the battlefield, all lined up, terrified of this guy, Goliath. And David's running back with the lunch pails, bringing lunch to the soldiers back and forth, tending his father's sheep. He hears this going on, hears all this ruckus, and he asks his brothers, who is this Philistine, this uncircumcised Philistine, defying the armies of the living God? And I'll go and fight him. Everybody's like, David, you're a little kid. There's no way. And so eventually King Saul hears about this, and, well, he's impressed, calls the boy in, says, all right, tell me what you're thinking. And David, with boldness, says, I will take down this Philistine. The Lord will hand him over to me. And Saul's like, there's no way. You're a little kid. This guy's 9 feet tall. He'll have you for lunch, like the lunch pails you're bringing back and forth. But David says, you don't know my God. You don't know what he's done for me on that mountainside as I've been tending sheep. Lions, bears, with my bare hands, I've been able to defeat them because of the power of God. Saul, in his desperation, he's a mad king by now. He's losing his mind. He says, all right, give it a try. Tries to suit David up in his own armor, and David, he can't handle it. He's got armor. It's big. It's bigger than him. He doesn't fit in it. It's clunky. And David says, there's no way I can do this. And this is where I want us to pick up the text. In 1 Samuel 17. Verse 39, David fastened on Saul's sword over the tunic. He tried walking around because he wasn't used to them. I cannot go in these, he said to Saul. I'm not used to them. So he took them off, and then he took his staff in his hand. He chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, and he put them in the pouch of his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand, he approached the Philistine. Just 5 little rocks. Shepherd boy, no sword, no armament, just the tools of his trade, out in the woods, throwing rocks, waiting for something to happen while he's tending sheep. The Philistine sees this, and he's offended. Look at it in verse 43. He says to David and the people of Israel, he's like, am I a dog that you come at me with sticks? Philistine cursed David by his gods. Come here, he said, and I'll give your flesh to the birds of the air and beasts of the field. David believed in his God, a man after his heart. This is why God chose this young man, that when he gets older, he's going to be king. David says to the Philistine, you come against me with the sword, spear, javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you defied. And this day the Lord will hand you over to me. I'll strike you down and cut off your head. What boldness. Just 5 little rocks. God is with me. I'm going to cut off your head. Well, verse 48, the Philistine moved closer to attack him. And that's when David ran quickly towards a battle line to meet him. Reaching into his bag, he took out a stone and he slung it, and he struck the Philistine on the forehead, and the stone sank into his forehead. He fell face down to the ground. So David triumphed over the Philistine with a sling and a stone. Without a sword in his hand, he struck down the Philistine, and he killed him. And friends, this is where the relevance comes in for you and me as we try to search out the heart of God. What do I need to learn from this? How can I be like David? You see, I try to face all my battles well prepared, research stuff, try to come up with strength. But really all I need is the Lord, and so do you. How was it that this giant who defied Israel could be struck down with just a rock? There's a little secret. Earlier in the text, it tells us he was wearing a bronze helmet, which would have easily protected him from that rock. You know what happened? Because David, a young little boy, was so courageous to approach this giant with nothing but a rock and his hope in God. That arrogant, angry Philistine looking at him takes off his helmet and says, "Little boy, what are you thinking?" And thunk, he was gone. Friends, when you and I will trust the Lord to do what only God can do, the enemy will drop his guard. The circumstances won't know what to do with it, and we will be victorious. Friends, give God 6 more minutes and you think about what's the thing in your life where you need God's hand, his power to move, and would you trust him? He can do it with just what you have. Give him 6 more minutes. Come back tomorrow for more of the Daily Six.